Beanie, guess what I just did? I interviewed David Wallimann.
So, hello everybody. I'm way worse at this than he is because he's been on here for a long time. So, welcome to the next interview I did. For those of you who don't know who David Wallimann is, he is a ridiculously awesome YouTuber, and he's amongst the likes of a lot of other great YouTubers. I'm not going to say any names, but one of them drinks a lot of coffee, and his name's the Monkey Lord. Let me introduce to you Mr. David Wallimann.
Hi.
Thanks for being on the show, man. It's awesome, dude. It's an honor.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. So, question number one is, so I've been watching your videos for years and years, and my playing, you're welcome. My guitar playing has improved greatly after watching you for, a few years. My first question is, when did you decide to start making these videos, and what made you decide to do it?
I started making videos, I think about 6 years ago, and I was following actually our friend Rob Chappers at the time.
Yeah.
And I saw that he was getting like all these endorsements, and like everywhere I went on YouTube, I saw this guy, Rob Chappers.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this guy has it made. Like, he's got a huge following, and how does he do it? And at the time, I had started doing a few videos just like that. And so I met Rob at the NAMM show. That was my first time going to the NAMM show, and I made sure to meet him. And turns out to be a very nice guy, very approachable. And I just asked him the question. I remember it is, we had dinner, and then going back to our separate hotels, and on the way back, I just asked him, how do you become someone when you're nobody on YouTube? And he gave me a few tips, and I went back from the NAMM show and started to think about those things, and that's kind of how it started seriously. I had started before, but it wasn't anything serious, and that's kind of what would help me get there. Well, get somewhere other than where I was.
Yeah, man, that's awesome though, because like I remember, I did what most people do when they start watching somebody. They go back and watch the videos from before they followed them, and like your first couple of videos were like mind blowing. Like I didn't know what was going on. It was like very confusing to see what happened at first and then what eventually came of it. But it's definitely, your channel has definitely done it, and that brings me to my next question. I know I speak for a lot of people, specifically now over 40,000 other people. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know I speak for many when I say you played a big part in our motivation to become musicians, and influenced us really a lot. So when you were growing up, who was your David Wallimann, or who inspired you to pursue being a musician?
That's such a good question. I had musical influences. I don't know if they really inspired me to become a musician, because at the time I still knew that, I loved playing and I wanted to play better. It's so hard. I think we all have it in us, right? Like, you're a musician too. So I guess somewhere you kind of always knew in a way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that for me, but yeah, I guess there were a few key people that kind of relit the flame, so to speak. I remember this guy in my middle school. At the time, I didn't play guitar, but I had a bunch of friends who played guitar, and this guy had long hair and listened to Iron Maiden, and I was like, whoa, and he could play some of those riffs. So I think that was one guy. His name's Ben. He's nobody. But just key people like that I met that just kind of like made me want to, this is really what I want to do. I don't know. It's a hard question because it's not like I woke up and I saw someone play and I knew that I wanted to play. It's kind of always been there in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that answered your question. But
that definitely.
It filled in some of the interview.
Record. Okay, guys, we're back, and I don't know what happened, so I'm not even going to try to explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next question is a bit more personal. So we all know a baby was recently born. Congratulations on that as well.
Yep.
We are all so happy for you, and that being said, I'll ask the next question. Do you think having a baby come into this world will inspire any future music?
I think so, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Major events always kind of like trigger that. So yeah, absolutely. I've been listening to a lot of nursery stuff. So a lot of Sesame Street songs and stuff. But yeah, definitely. I'm sure that something will transpire at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll get like David Wallimann's nursery rhyme album or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So a long time ago, I was watching one of your videos, and you had one video in particular that it really pulled me in, and it gave me a sense of pride in myself for a very specific reason. You stated in that video that you are a devoted Christian, and that your gift from God is music, and you use that gift to serve and be the best Christian you can be. I'm also a Christian, and over the internet, that is always something that a lot of people will try to change about you. People always want to argue your faith and whatnot, but a lot of Christians have the courage to stand strong and, keep the faith going. So my next question is, are there any faith-based bands or musicians that inspired you to make music for Christ?
I don't know. Let me think about that one. I don't think so, because I feel that, and that's just a very personal taste, but most Christian music on the radio is not very appealing to me.
Yeah.
Just because I feel that it's, well, I don't know, it just doesn't speak to me much. I'm not talking about the lyrics or anything like that, just musically speaking. But I've always kind of took the approach that the way I see it, music is a gift from God. He made music, regardless of the type of music, really. Even the most extreme and the most, the most aggressive music form out there can be used for, just like anything can be used for the good or evil, right?
Yeah.
And so I always try to see music as it is, as music is just a beautiful thing. There's some things some musical styles that you might like, some that you don't. But really, the key is how do you use it,
Yeah. So,
unfortunately, I haven't been exposed to much music types that were necessarily faith-driven. There's some, like, I'm a huge Neil Morse fan, and he happens to be a believer. But if he was not a believer, I would still be as influenced by his music as I am today. So, so I try not to really care whether the music is Christian-based or not. Now, obviously, if the lyrics are really offensive to me, I'm not going to listen to that.
Yeah.
But most of listen to music too is instrumental anyways. So, I don't know. And I could say it this way too. Like, let's say there's this instrumental album that I absolutely love, and the musician behind that is living a lifestyle that is not what I would live, and he is not Christian at all. I would still enjoy his music and probably still buy his music, because whether he knows it or not, the music he's creating, in my eyes, is still the gift from God. So it's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Great question. It's a great question.
Oh, thank you. The reason I asked is because, there's a lot of things. Are you familiar with the band POD?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, those, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really listen to their new stuff, and I completely agree with you. I do not, like, if I turn on the gospel station on the radio, it doesn't make me want to listen to it, but I can still, you know, like, I think you've even said it in a few videos, even if you've heard music and you didn't like it at all, you still probably heard something that you pulled influence from, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
yeah, but as far as Christian music goes, I'm not really a big fan, but I do think that the gift itself is from God. And this next question is just, do you play like guitar or anything for your church, or have you ever done that?
I have, yeah. In the past, I was on the team, but I kind of pulled off of the team just because I was playing every Sunday and not being able to, you know, do other stuff like listen to the sermon. But yeah, I do sometimes. Yeah.
That's cool. I actually I'm only 17, but I also used to do stuff like that, you know, because my church, they when I approached them about it, they were kind of like, yeah, you know, you're 17, so we'd like to, but we really want it to be professional. And one day they heard me playing, and they're like, okay, you can do it, you know. But
Nice, awesome, good.
Thank you. So if you're anything like me, you probably enjoy and pull inspiration from like many forms of art, like film, photography, poetry, what have you, any kind of art. Has a film ever inspired you to compose music?
Probably, but I don't know if it was like an active decision, but I'm sure it has. But probably subconsciously. But that's something that I've always wanted to do, actually, like pick a movie that I love and write something really inspired by that movie or that book or something like that. I think it would be really fun to do something like that.
Yeah, on my channel, the first thing I uploaded was a film score, or attempt at a film score.
Nice. Yeah.
I like, you know, when you listen to a music, I don't know if you do this, but when you listen to film scores, you can really hear some intense, like, great music behind it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that kind of stuff, writing for a picture or it's awesome. How much music has power and can influence a scene or something.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, because there's some movies, and if you watch them, if there wasn't music, you wouldn't get the movie at all, you know? But,
Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
So, this next question, actually, it's been on my mind since, like, the day I started watching your videos. How long did it take you to accumulate enough material to start GuitarPlayback.com?
So you're talking about, like, the contents, like the backing tracks and stuff?
Yeah, everything.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I think, so I had the idea, in December. It was on a Christmas trip to Colorado, where I live now, but at the time I was in Tennessee. And so I was driving down the mountain, and I had the idea of the site. And so from then to the time I launched, there was probably, maybe a year and a half, but I didn't really start right away. It probably took me about a year, but working on and off on stuff, on backing tracks, but it's not like I did it 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, every week I would do a few and something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe a year.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that actually just reminded me. I didn't even write this down or anything, but that very first video I ever uploaded, it's not up there anymore because I started uploading before I got, you know, decent at guitar. But the first thing I ever uploaded, and you might remember this, I emailed you asking permission to use Happy Satch Mood, and that was my first.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember like I'm thinking back on it now. I remember being like really annoying. I remember like every 5 minutes I was messaging you like, "Hey, this is what I got done so far."
Oh no, not at all. No, not annoying at me at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
but I do remember. Yes.
You know? It's a great feeling, like especially because in the music side of, YouTube or anything, what have you, it's really good to have people to keep in contact with, because honestly, musicians some of them are very compassionate, but some of them are very competitive and will not befriend you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. Yeah, it's a shame, but yeah.
Yeah, it is, because music is something that should bring people together.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next question, it is kind of personal, but I'm not delving into like your life. But are you going to encourage any form of art on your child? Because you and I both know the joy of being able to express yourself and the benefits of a creative mind.
Yeah. Yes, I'll expose my daughter to that for sure, but I'm not gonna like push her because I don't want to. I want her to choose her own path, her own thing. But if she likes it, then awesome. Yeah, I'll be behind her. We talked about that with my wife a lot actually, and we're like, what if she's into sports or football, and we're not at all. Like we not at all. But we're like, yeah, well, that's okay. We'll just learn to appreciate it,
Yeah, that's the thing.
But,
if you're not into it and your child likes it, you're going to get into it. You're going to have to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So whatever she chooses, that's fine. We'll support it. But yeah, I would love to have another artist, yeah. But we'll see.
That happened to me. Like, I was thinking about it a few nights ago after I found out we'd be doing this, and I was like, dude, like my mind just blew. I was like, what if him and his kid were like jamming on a backing track together? Like, that'd be so cool, man.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Man. But this question's kind of funny. It's great that you had a kid, and we all have seen like the recent videos where you talk about being a dad. And you have a video that you recorded like a while back, and it was before you had a kid or anything, and it was like your daily routine.
Yeah.
And you basically like woke up and had a bite to eat, and you handled music and all that. What has been added, taken away, or changed to your average routine with the birth of your child?
Different, for sure. I'm still in the period where I'm like kind of adapting. Yeah. It's because it's kind of a shock for your everyday life. Man, what has changed? A lot. Like I haven't played guitar for a long time, and videos are a lot harder to make now. But I think it's just temporary. It's a lot of fun though. Like I wouldn't take it away at all. Like, it's awesome when you'll get there. You'll see. But it changed. But I think it's getting easier and easier. So I'm gradually getting back into the regular routine. But yeah, definitely different. I should do a follow-up video maybe to show the new day-to-day thing.
Yeah, instead of this time, like in the last video, you woke up all casual, and this time you wake up to like crying.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's cool.
And my next question to you is, if you could go back in time and tell the young David Wallimann anything, a warning, a tip, or even like a funny joke, whatever it may be, what would you tell him?
Yeah. Oh man, I love that type of question, but I don't like answering it because I don't know. Let me think about it. I think I would just tell myself it's going to be okay. That's all. I think I would just say that because, I mean, yeah, we all go through like horrible things in life, horrible things. Yeah. But like looking back, like I don't know. I feel that I've been really blessed overall, and things are okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't tell myself what was going to happen because I feel that. Yeah, but all that is like freak you out or stress you out or how am I ever going to do that? And it's like if I went back and I told myself, you're going to be playing guitar and making a living of it. Be like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And then I would have just worked on it over and over and over. But I I would have missed out on so many other things that make me who I am today, too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like the
I
butterfly
would just
effect.
say, yeah, exactly. I would just tell myself, it's gonna be okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
They're really a cool
that's good
experience.
though. Yeah, because I mean I've often thought the same thing about myself. Like depression. I mean, I think this might just be my opinion, but musicians and any kind of artist in general, your creative side also gives you like the ability to have your emotions. You're very in tune with them. So I think when you're
Yes.
happy, you're really happy, and when you're sad, you're really sad. You know what I mean? You just
Oh
gotta
yeah,
push through it.
yeah,
And,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, definitely.
That's so yeah, man. I'm digging your answers though, man. Like you're giving me these crazy answers I didn't expect. What is your go-to guitar when recording an idea, and what is your go-to guitar for recording like a full song?
It changes all the time. Lately, it's been the Ibanez. This is an Ibanez RG Premium. It's not a super high end expensive guitar, but it plays like a very high end guitar. And then the other one is, and then I have a Telecaster Face, but you can see it in the videos. Like the last 3 months it's been the Ibanez. Before that it was the Telecaster. I just go back and forth. But honestly, I think part of it is, so behind my computer I've got, and you see that in the videos, I've got the guitars that are used kind of as a background on my wall. And I just grab the one that's here. I've got a guitar stand here. And that's the Ibanez now. And so it's going to be the Ibanez for a few months because I don't feel like reaching up and picking on the wall. So I don't know. But I think in terms of versatility, it's probably the Ibanez because I can get a lot of different tones with it.
Yeah, that's,
probably that
that's
one.
what I was thinking about earlier. Is that I used to like whenever I'd get online and watch some of your videos, it'd be like, all right, so he's playing like what was it, the Parker Nightfly, and then it'd be complete different guitar the next time. But it's like, you know, I've the part of the reason that I actually started really liking your videos is because I used to, believe it or not, my hair was down to here and I was all metal, like everything.
Nice.
And then
Yeah.
You may think it's nice, but it wasn't. But I would go on and watch your videos, and you know, going from trying to learn how to sweep pick and do all this, and you know, I got good at playing fast, but then it just kind of didn't make my musical taste satisfied. But when I watched your videos, you know, you had like the slower fusion and blues playing, and I mean, you had a lot of the fast stuff in it, but you showed how to really hone your skills and play meaningful messages, and that was one of the things that always pulled me toward you. I have no idea how that related to the question. I got way off topic, but yeah.
That's okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the one I was telling you about before I started recording of my friend that I told you really wanted to get a question in for you, and this question was all right. So this is what I wrote down. This question was asked to me by one of my viewers who requested I ask you this question. Because he's a big fan. He says, and I quote, "Hey, Mr. Wallimann, I'm a huge fan and watch videos numerous times. I'm trying to do the same kind of thing with my channel. When shooting a video that is, say, 5 minutes, how many takes does it take you to make the whole video?"
That's a good question. First, it took me really, really long time because the camera thing is it's a weird thing. Like, I wasn't talking with my real voice when I started to do videos. It's like I had this weird, high-pitched, over-articulating voice. It was just weird. It was not natural. And I was never happy with it, so I would redo takes. And so it probably took me, 6-7 hours for a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
And then there's editing, and then you redo stuff, and it's just a pain. It definitely gets easier and easier. And sometimes you get really lucky, like you do a video, a 3-minute video, and it takes you 3 minutes, and then you edit. But it's like a straight shot.
Yeah,
It all depends on the kind of video also.
Yeah, I was saying, like, you know, I
But,
think, like, before, you know, when you start making videos, it's all just because either you're bored and you want something to do, or you want to use it
yeah.
to promote yourself. But when it gets to the point where, you know, you start, like, I believe you're partnered with YouTube, correct? Are you allowed to say
Oh,
that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you're partnered with YouTube, so, you know, you kind of have an obligation now. And it's like, I bet some mornings you got to get up and you're just like, I do not feel like shooting a video right now, but you have to do it, you know?
Well, actually, there's no obligation with the partnership at all.
Oh, really?
There's none. Like, I could not do any videos for 20 years. It's fine. So there's no obligation at all. The only thing that it does is that you get some money out of it.
Yeah.
A little percentage of the ads. I wish I was allowed to tell you how much I made. But I signed a paper, but saying that I can't. But it's like, it's nothing. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Let me check something on my channel real quick.
All right.
But anyways, yeah, you're not obligated to anything with that.
Cool.
Yeah, I was trying to check something on my channel, but anyways, I think that's part of why I got a little discouraged too. It's like, wow, so much work, and then got $20. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
But there's definitely, I mean, I'm not doing it for the money. There's so many other things that you get out of it.
Like, does most of your income come from guitar playback?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It does. Yeah.
So that helps a lot. And YouTube helps a lot to advertise for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was, because it's real nice seeing, you know, because for you, like you said, Rob Chappers, seeing him do so well makes you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, that's what, you know, seeing you and Rob Chappers and all the, you know, because I watch a lot of people, but you were the first person that I really watched. And, you know, it was kind of like, okay, now every time he uploads, I know I'm going to watch it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome. And every contest you've had since 2012, I've entered.
Nice. Yeah.
And the thing I like about, you know, entering contests is, specifically yours, is because people, I think it's because your channel, you've always spoke about things like with a lot of truth, and you seem like a very nice guy. So when you act like that, your fans become the same way, and they're very nice. So when I entered a contest, I didn't get someone messaging me like, dude, you suck. You know what I mean? I got someone saying, I got someone like, you can improve on this. And then it got to the point where when I listened to what everyone was saying, I'd enter a new one, and they'd be like, dude, this is really great. And it's like encouraging.
Yeah.
So, that's why I started entering all your contests. And I'm telling you, I don't know how you were able to pick someone for the 60-second solo contest, because every entry was so good. Every entry.
I know. That is, yeah. You know, that's one thing I don't really like about contests. I mean, I do like contests just because they attract a lot of people, honestly. And so that means that you get a lot of views.
Yeah.
I get a lot of views. and people find me more and things like that. But yeah, I've always felt kind of weird, like saying you won, or because really, I mean, that really doesn't mean anything at all. Especially, it goes against what I believe musically and what I kind of try to share on my other videos. So I always felt a little weird doing contests like that, but I guess sometimes you kind of have to. But
yeah, I mean, it's all in good fun though. Yeah. Yeah. And that's I really enjoy, you know, because it becomes a community on YouTube, and that's what makes it fun. With everybody. All right, I'll guess this is a question. Are you familiar with Rob Chapman's friend Rabia Masad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are. Have you?
A little bit.
You are. Have you ever like watched or listened to any of his music or videos, other than probably Dorje, right?
Yeah, Dorje, yes. And then before that, I always knew that he was a good guitar player, but I never really paid specific attention until he released his Jam Track Central pack.
Oh, yeah.
A few days ago, he just released a pack of licks, and that was like really he was on the spotlights, and then you could see that he's really a great guitar player.
Yeah, he is.
And I met him once at the NAMM show. He's a nice guy, but I didn't get to really talk to him much. But seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. So, wait. Okay, yeah, it's recording. Why is it doing this? Okay. So, thanks again, Mr. David Wallimann, for being on the show. It was truly an honor being able to talk to you. And
you're very welcome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anyways, this is the reason I was laughing during the interview earlier. It wasn't because of you. It was because I wrote down all the questions and everything in my WordPad, and I was writing them down actually when you told me it was okay to call. And so I just wrote something down real quick, and it was an idea I had for the end of the video. And,
yeah.
All right. Well, I wrote, get him to do the salute thing.
yeah. Of course, yeah. So I can do that. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on your show, and for everybody watching out there. Cam and I will see you next time, and until then, see you.